See where I'm talking?
Yeah, I could do that.
Do that. I just love going to cinema. It's the
Me too.
best fucking thing in the world.
Oh, you're in my YouTube video.
Do you need can I be of service?
No. Aspetta,
Oh,
do
you
you
film
remember?
me?
I have to. I'm doing my YouTube channel.
I've seen.
So I have to film every time. I keep my fans updated, you know?
For sure. About your huevitos.
Mis juegos.
Huevitos.
Los huevitos.
Little huevitos inside.
Was I with you yesterday? No. When did I do the
The
injection?
one with me.
I did which side with you? This one. Then I did this
No,
one.
you did the other.
So I need to do this one because
Exactly.
yesterday I did that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take your video.
I know.
My baby.
I'm over
It'll
it.
be worth it. It'll be worth it.
I have to go to the clinic tomorrow for a scan.
What did the scan say yesterday?
Not great. Not
I don't want to
great.
be in your video. Am I in your video?
No. You can be in it, I don't mind. Are you afraid of needles?
Are you filming it now?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of me?
No. Loving
You
it.
don't mind watching.
You don't like it.
I don't like
I was
it
going to
on
get
me.
the paper, but I thought. It's because I want to ruin the shot.
That would be hilarious.
It's okay. You can get the paper.
Imagine having hard time. Like, is that the...
This is the one I'm used to.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I don't want the other one, I really hate it.
I know. It'll be worth it. Just think about that.
Is it very painful?
Yeah.
Nice. Patrick Odia.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
The problem yesterday is that it just wasn't going in. So I'm just like a bit confused on how to do this.
Okay.
No,
It's pretty
I
good.
really don't
Check
like
it
this
out.
one.
You
I hate
You
this
don't
one.
have enough fat to go with it.
I do have fat.
For your muscle.
Why do you eat a double pizza?
Oh, damn.
That was.
Actually,
Also, that
Like,
shot.
it
where
doesn't
the
go
pizza
in, guys.
Yeah.
Es que, uff. Es que no tienes grasa. Y
I know, I'm literally about to faint.
Don't worry.
Okay.
It's not going in. Can you tell me if you feel like it's going in? 'Cause I can't look because this is
Doesn't look like
literally...
it's going in. Maybe start again. You didn't pierce anything.
Yeah, you did pierce it. You have to like probably go.
I'm pushing though.
Okay. There you go. There you
I don't
go.
think it's going in.
Keep it coming. There you go. You're in.
You're in. See how everything is going.
Yeah. Do you have to now to push the thing?
Do you want me to do it?
It's not in yet. I'm just pushing a bit more.
¿Quieres que empuje la...?
It's
It's in,
in.
it's in.
Do you want me to do it? You can do it.
Oh my god, I'm shaking.
Yeah.
Tranquila. Just breathe.
Good.
This one's hell.
Yeah, that doesn't look very pleasant, I have to be honest.
Thank you for
I actually think it's because you don't have enough fat.
It might be.
It's pure muscle, so you like it's hard.
Plus,
that's
I
very
can
hard.
feel like the needle going.
Yeah, it's because it's pure, yeah. You don't have that.
Okay, we'll get a bit fat before doing this, guys.
Noted.
It's double pizza.
Eat a double pizza. Is that done? Yeah. Ow!
Tranquila, solo just take
Ow!
Yeah.
Qué horror está.
Done?
That one is horrendous.
Ready. Cool.
Ready.
Sorry.
It's all good. I'm used to it now.
Sorry.
I like this music.
Good vibes.
Sorry. Maybe she laugh.
Okay, right.
they have this nice juicy.
Nice and juicy, did you say?
Yeah.
It does look.
Yeah,
It's
17
juicy for
millimeters.
sure.
follicle.
17?
Mhm.
I grew a lot.
Yeah, you have the smaller one as well there, but it's quite small. I just gonna measure to show you. Yeah, which is 6 millimeters.
Oh.
You have maybe another one tiny, but it's pointless to measure that.
Yeah,
It
that
means
one's-
ideally we have this one leading one in your right side.
Okay.
Maybe a tiny one, another one sitting there, but like a tiny another few here.
Yeah, they won't
But
grow
there's
in
still
time.
this is towards your right. The leftover is down there. This is the left side, and the left side have that follicle and that follicle. That means we have two here. Let's see how big they are.
15.
Follicle 16 millimeters.
16.
Yeah. And this is another one. Follicle 11 millimeters. Scanning. And this is the very little.
So you basically still have 3 main ones.
Yeah, that means we do have 3. But your womb lining, no problems at all. Nice and 3 lines here sitting in the middle, and I measured that already, which is quite old. Yeah, ideally we do have two leading ones. One is 16, another one 17, and one follicle at 11. Ideally we have 2 leading ones and 1 on the way. All right, not ready yet. Needs to keep you going. Okay, all finished.
Thank you.
Well done.
Okay. It's a bit difficult to obviously talk about. But I did this YouTube vlog about my experience with the intention of being as vulnerable, as open, and as educative, I guess, in the letting the people inside the world of women fertility. So made a promise and I shall keep it. So I had a scan this morning, and unfortunately I still only have 3 follicles. Compared to last year I had 8. So it's a huge difference, and even though I'm on a different medication and a higher dose, the doctor said that every cycle for a woman, like every menstrual cycle, it's different. So it could just be that I chose a cycle where it just there wasn't enough eggs, and that could be a reason. So basically, I'm trying to put everything into words. I'm trying not to cry, but I've been crying all day, but it's normal. And so yeah, basically, because I have 2 out of the 3 follicles at already 18 millimeters, they essentially, my egg collection, it will be this week. So I have a scan tomorrow morning, and they're gonna see whether it's gonna be Thursday or Friday, and they're just gonna essentially collect the 3 eggs out of, well, 3 follicles, let me say. And out of those 3 follicles, you won't know until egg collection whether those 3 follicles have eggs inside them in the first place and / are in good condition to freeze. It might be that those 3 follicles have eggs inside them and they're in great conditions and amazing. I have 3 eggs, and I will have a total of 7 frozen because I froze 4 in the past. So that would be great. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, 0. So it could be 0, 1, 2, or 3. And you don't really know that until surgery. So the doctor also said to me that I have the option of completely cancelling this round if I want to. But I chose not to, just because even if I get 1, it's still better than nothing. I genuinely, I think the misconception of this all is the number of eggs that you need to heighten the chances of a future successful pregnancy. And it's not like I mentioned before, 1 egg means 1 kid. It's really not that, but the higher amount of eggs, the better. So why would I waste the chances of getting potentially 3? And sure, it's a risk. I'm willing to take that risk. I'll have to do another round. They tell you minimum of 1 month between like collections. So I think I'll do one in April and not wait a whole year to do another one, and maybe just do another cycle, considering this one was essentially, I don't want to say useless because it's never useless, but this one essentially was not great at all. Worse than last year. So promised you guys that I was going to be vulnerable. I'm obviously disappointed and very upset that my body's not reacting the way it should, and you, as a woman, you always feel guilty with yourself, but there's just certain things you can't control. And so yeah, I was hopeful. I feel like I did the right things, like being super healthy before, working out a lot, eating the right things, taking the supplements that I need to take. And yeah, so who knows, maybe my eggs did like the booze a year ago, and I should have, I don't know. There's a lot of I should have, could have, would have. I don't want to get into that mindset, so I'm just gonna say, like, it is what it is. It's okay to be upset. I am obviously upset, but luckily, I know that many women aren't in the position to go through multiple rounds because of the finances. And like I mentioned, I will be doing an episode on finances. And I'm lucky that I'm in a very, 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 lucky position to be able to do this multiple times. So I am actually, if anything, very grateful for that. I'm trying to find the right words. I'm just very, also hormonal. This is why I can't stop crying. I'm trying not to, I don't like to cry in public, but so tonight I'm continuing both injections, and then tomorrow morning I have a scan. They'll let me know when my trigger shot will be. If it's tomorrow night, then my egg collection will be Thursday. If it's Wednesday, then it's Friday. So yeah, I'll take you obviously on that experience as well. And also we'll do an episode about the surgery and what it entails and how long it takes, how you feel, the whole thing. So stay tuned.
So lining's looking beautiful. So we've just got the one on the right. That looks bigger than it did. Oh no, that was Eric. Yeah, no,
It has grown a bit.
measuring average 18.5. That's ready. And we've got the 2 on the left. Nearly 13, that one. And 16. Okay.
Hello. So today is my last day of injections. Woohoo! They've scheduled me in for my surgery Thursday morning. So tonight I have to do my 2 injections that I've been doing every day, and then at midnight I have to do the trigger shot, which is the last one. We've made it, guys. We've made it. Yeah, that's all I have to say, really. Thing to point out is that I have a lot of medication left over. And this is important when it comes to finances, which I learned about this company that I will mention in my finance episode. Like, the best way to cut the finances is by not picking up your prescription fully, but actually, as you go, based on your scans, see what you'll need. Because now I have already paid for this medication and they don't actually return. You don't return whatever you don't use. So now I've wasted quite a bit of money because this round obviously didn't go as it should have been. So it's been quicker than what it normally is. So that's just something to note. This is the injection I hate a lot. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. We've made it to the last injection. Yay. Oh my god, finally. Hello. So got my surgery tomorrow. Today is Wednesday, 22nd. And so yesterday, as you saw, I did at 7 p.m. the usual 2 injections. And then at midnight, I forgot to tell you. Yeah, basically at midnight I did the trigger shot. But I forgot to tell you that essentially I thought it was going to be Friday. And then I went in on Tuesday for a blood test and another scan. And then they said to me that depending on what my blood tests look like, they need to look at my hormones and see whether they're elevated or not. If they're elevated, it means that egg collection needs to happen quicker than expected, and if they're normal, then they can wait 1 more day. Essentially, they wanted to wait 1 more day. What is wrong with my computer? Because that third follicle, to give it a chance for that third follicle to reach its biggest size, because the other 2 were like already grown, but that third one was a bit smaller. But turns out that my hormones were elevated, so they called me at like 4 p.m. Yesterday, and they were like, it's gonna be Thursday morning. Which, I mean, to be fair, I'm just happy that it's gonna be over with, and happy that yesterday was my last day of injections. I've sort of, obviously, as you know, been a bit upset about the outcome of the cycle, but at the end of the day, there's really not much I can do. I really don't know if I'm gonna even get any eggs during surgery. If I'll get 3, that's just like best case scenario. If I get 1, it's also better than nothing. So I'm just saying to myself that there is a chance that I'll get absolutely nothing. So it is what it is. I haven't done sort of like a symptom side effect checkup with you guys in a while. Apart from the usual that you guys already know, my boobs are like, I feel like a bit of a cow. I also feel very, I don't know if you can tell, I'm like puffy. I haven't put on any weight, luckily this time again, but I just feel swollen. Like I feel like I'm holding a lot of liquid. So obviously I'm bloated, definitely less, that's my chair, not me. I have to wear really baggy pants because otherwise I'm really uncomfortable, but it's just like, just a swollen belly. It's gonna look worse after surgery, but it's okay. That's sort of expected. And then just really in the last, I would say 3 days too, my boobs are just like, oof, so sore. And they've also grown, but that's expected. Like it just specifically also feels like my nipples are really sore. It's bizarre. But yeah, apart from that, genuinely, as I mentioned, last year, the emotional side of it was the hardest thing for me. And again, this time around, it's the emotional side. Genuinely, the physical is not that bad. Or maybe I'm just lucky that I don't get that many side effects. Yeah, you just feel tired, headachy, a bit moody, obviously very emotional, so lots of crying for no reason, and just like, it's almost like, yeah, I would describe it as the days leading up to your usual period, like PMS, but on steroids. Just everything's worse. So yeah, but anyway, and then so tomorrow morning they send you these like forms that you need to fill out. I'm sorry, my brain's all over the place. Also, another side effect, I feel like I have, like, my brain doesn't function as normally. I forget things, I'm a bit like spaced out. I'm just a bit all over the place, really. So that's another thing. It's almost like pregnancy brain. I'm like, well, so I'm trying to organize my thoughts for you. They send you a form and they make you register for the admission for surgery tomorrow. I call it surgery, but it's not surgery, it's like intervention. They tell you that you need to take a COVID test. So I had to take one yesterday before my trigger shot, which was at midnight, and I have to do one tomorrow morning before I head into the clinic. And I need to bring it with me as proof, like, that I don't have COVID. Then, so get there at 9:30. I assume, considering my trigger shot was at 12 midnight, it's going to be, I don't know, actually. They say 36 hours. Anyway, in the morning, probably around 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. because I remember last time my trigger shot was earlier than midnight and my surgery was 11 in the morning. So it might be that it's a bit later. I don't know. But anyway, they told me to be there at 9:30 and I'll take you with me. But as I remember, it's probably gonna be the same as last year. So you go in, they put you in this really nice room. I'll record it for you. They give you gowns. The nurses are all super nice. They actually give you a menu of food where you get to pick from like delicious foods. Not like regular hospital food, it's actually quite nice. Really nice food, what you want, because they post egg collection. Of course, you're on general anesthesia, so you're asleep. You don't remember anything. I just remember saying, like, this was the best fucking nap of my life when I woke up. So I'm actually quite looking forward to being, as I told you, I don't sleep well. So genuinely, I've never felt so relaxed after that. So I'm pretty excited for the anesthesia. And you kind of wake up in a room where there's also other women doing this. Last year, the only unpleasant thing that I woke up with like a woman screaming next to me, so that was a bit terrifying. But then I was so out of it that they wheeled me back to my room where my mom, last year my mom was with me, this year she's not, it's fine. And yeah, she was just waiting there. Apparently I woke up and the first thing I said, I was like, that was awesome, because I was still so high from the anesthesia. And they don't release you until you eat, so you have to hold food in your stomach without throwing up. Some people apparently report a lot of nausea. I didn't have that. And you have to be able to pee, so to pass urine before you're released. Apparently some women take a while to do that. I literally got out of surgery, I can't even remember what time. I think the whole, by the time you go in and you're back in your room, it's less than an hour, like literally so fast. And then I was home, I think, by lunch. I ate there, peed immediately after, in and out of the hospital in 2 hours. Super, super easy. My mom chilled in the room watching TV while I was doing the whole process. So genuinely, it's not that bad. Again, I will show you like how I'm feeling post the intervention. Last year for me, I did tell you that that was the worst sort of experience of it all. Not necessarily for any sort of immediate side effects that I had from the egg retrieval, apart from what they tell you that happens, which is super bloated, like abdominal discomfort and nausea and like that kind of thing. Apart from that normal stuff, I really, really suffered with a very rare thing that even my doctor was like, this is weird. So I'll tell you now about that. And the only reason why I'm a bit like, I hope this doesn't happen again. But essentially, last year, right after egg collection, they tell you get your period again between 10 to 14 days post egg retrieval. And I did. Sometimes it comes earlier, actually. I think mine came a bit early, and they tell you that that's totally normal. But the problem is that, so I usually have a really bad periods, painful, heavy, because I do, and I haven't told people yet, but I have an autoimmune disorder that is called Hashimoto's. Essentially, my body attacks my thyroid. Your thyroid controls energy, metabolism, and so my pediatrician, weirdly, he was like a genius. When I was living in Ecuador and I was little, he discovered that I had Hashimoto's when I was 13 years old. But I didn't start taking the medication that I have to take for the rest of my life until I was 20 something, 22, 23 maybe. No, actually, I think I may have been older. I think I was already living in New York. Yeah, maybe 23, 24. Anyway, and so because I have to have since I was 13 regular blood test to check the thyroid levels, and they were always sort of like between the normal range, and I didn't need medication for it. So one year I was just feeling like I knew something was wrong. Like my hair was super thin, it was falling out, my nails were really brittle, my skin was so dry. I would like, I've always been of like which is actually quite, I guess, bizarre for someone who has Hashimoto's. They usually tend to be on the bigger end of the weight. Like they tend to put on weight really quickly, and it's really hard for them to lose weight. I've weirdly always been of like a very thin constitution. Not weirdly, because my mom is really skinny, but I did realize that, for example, I've been lucky enough that I basically eat what I want, and I don't really put weight on weight, but it did get to a point where if I ate really healthily, usually I would lose weight, and I wasn't like at all. So it was mainly for me the energy as well. I was really tired all the time, wanted to sleep all the time. Did a blood test, turns out I have it, and that also is important to know. Don't know if any of the people who are watching this have ever checked their thyroids, but it's very important to check your thyroid levels. 1, for fertility issues, and 2, even if you're trying to conceive. For example, if I want to conceive because I have Hashimoto's, at the point of wanting to conceive, I'll have to heighten my dose that I'm on my medication, because currently I'm just like on a normal dose, but which makes it hard for me to be pregnant. So Hashimoto's and fertility have a correlation of like fertility problems. So that is also something I didn't mention to you. So I have a low AMH for someone my age. Could be many reasons why. Could be genetic, could just be I was just born with, I don't know, less eggs than a normal woman, but also very, very clear that I do have an autoimmune disorder that does affect my fertility. So not only that, sorry, I lost my train of thought again. Bear with me. So because of Hashimoto's as well, people who have it tend to have really, really, really heavy periods and painful periods. So this all ties into what I'm about to tell you. So post egg collection last year, the first period I had, I woke up and I genuinely felt like I was about to birth a child. It was like period cramps, but times 1,000, like pain I've never felt in my life. And it was about 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. And I was with my boyfriend, luckily, and basically I was like, please, can you go get me a hot water bottle? And he went and did that, and someone's coming. Hold on.